it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine. You should hit me with the splash gun so I cool down. Won't you come on over?
Hey, what's up? When I woke up this morning, I was like, what am I going to make a video on? Because I've kind of committed to making a video every day. And I'm going to do everything in my power to do that for as long as I can. And I was going to, most of the time in these little short videos, I'm just going to talk about some of my favorite teachers, mentors. Like for me personally, like Seth, who was channeled by Jane Roberts, is some of the best information on the planet. And then there's Abraham, who's channeled by Esther Hicks. And the two of those, which I believe is exactly the same stream of consciousness. At least I've heard Esther talk about that. But for some reason, that information has changed my life. And Seth is different because, it's much more specific and detailed, and it's a much deeper read. It's one of those things where you read it and you're like, yeah, I think I got that. And then you read it again, you're like, oh, I think I understand it better. And then you read it again. Whereas Abraham is much more general and kind of everyday language and simple. And I think that's great. I think the world needs both. Sometimes you want general, sometimes you want specific. If you're feeling lost, you probably want general, and if you're feeling on point, you probably want specific. So that's the kind of thing I'm usually going to talk about. But when I woke up and I came out and I checked my emails, I'm like a week behind on my emails. I saw this email, and it was so synchronistic with this conversation I had last night, because I was checking my schedule and I noticed that there was this reconnection scheduled with Merrick from Boise, Idaho. And I'm like, Merrick, I reconnected her a couple years ago, or in Seattle. And so I called him like, hey man, is this the Merrick that I met in Seattle? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, what do you want to get reconnected again for? Like, I don't think you need to. And she went into how, at the time when we met and I did the reconnection, she had this really amazing experience, and she felt so connected, and like life was magical, like life was just magical. And then slowly that magic seemed to like disappear. Slowly the stresses of the 3D world started taking up more and more of her attention and her time, and that feeling of connectedness started to slide away. And she felt like she wanted to do it again and go back to that state. Now, this isn't the first time that I've been asked this, because I mean, I really don't know the reason. For me personally, this is just what I'm supposed to do. And every day I do it whether I have clients or not. So I'm always at some point I probably don't go an hour or 2 hours, most days, without just putting my attention on these frequencies and just kind of playing with them, whether I'm driving around or watching a movie or making some food for my children or whatever I'm doing. My attention goes there. It's like my default. And so I think it's just like anything. It's like a tool. So when you place your attention on it and you practice it, that amplitude constantly stays high. Now, for her, she could feel the frequencies, but as time went on and as her attention went to, the stresses of life and, paying the bills and taking care of kids and running a business, and, maybe she quit bringing these frequencies in, and maybe she quit. And so it was almost like the amplitude was going down and down, but it was really because it wasn't because she's not connected, because she is connected. But I understand what she's talking about. because in fact, that's the reason I started the monthly tune-up, because I was like, man, I think once a month everybody should have a little tune-up, just to come back into balance, and that's why I started it. Um, I do it all the time, and I'm a different person. I'm a better person. I'm a better friend. I'm a better husband. I'm a better dad. I'm a better neighbor. I'm a better person because of, I'm just going to say, there's more involved, but I'm just going to say it's because of these frequencies and because these are my meditation. And so on some level, I started just treating them as a meditation, like a daily thing. And that's why I started my daily sessions, because I think that um, I think some people might need it, because some people are absolutely open and ready, and they're just ready, and other people are open and ready and searching, but because of what they've experienced in their life, man, serious walls have been built up around them, built up around their heart, and they might need a little bit more. They might need a little bit more help. Because really the goal is for you to reach this state by yourself every day, and hopefully a few times every day. But this morning I woke up, and sure enough, I have this email from Tula. I probably mispronounced that, but she's from Finland, and she says, "Hi, Case. I'm so grateful for finding business. I would like to hear your opinion about a second reconnection session. I had this 2-day session in February of 2019 here in Finland. It was amazing, and my life and my whole being has transformed since. I had this awesome experience of a kind of Buddha laughter in stillness and emptiness, full of joy without any reason." I love that. Man, when you reach this state of bliss for no reason, you're just looking at a tree, you could be looking at a park bench, whatever. But that is the feeling that I'm addicted to, and that's why I do what I do, and that's why I do this all the time, because that's the feeling I'm addicted to, and that seems to be the byproduct for me when I do this. Now, I feel that I'm still reconnected and always will be, but I somehow miss the amplitude and strong experience of the reconnection session. And I've heard this before, man. I've heard people, and they get reconnected and they can feel it, and it's crazy strong, and it will literally blow your mind how you didn't realize it was there. But if you don't keep going there on a daily basis, almost like a meditation, and it only has to be for seconds or minutes. If you quit doing that, there's a good chance you will lose that amplitude. And this is our dude. We get sidetracked. We have all the stresses of our life. I mean, like what is happening on the planet right now is, I'm not an astrologist or astrologer. I know I know almost nothing about the planets and the stars and the alignments, but from every once in a while, just for a little hobby, I will go and do a little research, and they all say that right now, what's happening is so rare. It hadn't happened for a millennium, and this is real. If you think that you're not affected by the alignment of the stars and the moons and the planets, you're not getting how we're all connected. You are influenced. Probably not influenced as much as the astrologers would tell you. There's definitely more freedom than you think. But, dude, we're absolutely being affected. Absolutely. But I think some people take that too far. I think some people, I think some people just take that too far. Do you think that a second time session done would make any sense at all? Do you give sessions a second time if somebody asks? And maybe it's only my ego trying to have an experience and make me think that after the second session, I'd be better or something. But deep inside, I don't think it's about that. I agree. I don't. I think that once you're reconnected, you're reconnected. But I also think that, like the lady that reconnected me, who we became great friends and actually ended up sharing an office. And I think it was about 3 years after I got reconnected. We were just talking one day and she's like, you should reconnect me and I'll reconnect you again. And let's just see what happens. And we did do that. And the sessions were really cool and they were a great experience. But I think it was just like 2 sessions. I don't think, we're reconnected. I don't think I didn't need it. But they were, I always enjoy sessions. I don't really get many sessions much anymore. Like I haven't had a session in years, 3-4 years. I haven't received a session in years. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, most reconnective healing practitioners are going to say it's a one-time thing, and it is a one-time thing. But I don't really see a problem with, if you're it's been a year, 3 years, or 6 years, and you're just like, hey man, I just want to do it again. Then do it. I don't see a problem with it. And, as I mentioned, I'm addicted. And I see these frequencies for me as like a meditation. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. So my answer would be, and you do what feels right for you. You do what feels right for you, but don't feel like you have to do it. Because I don't think you need to. I really don't. Just my personal opinion. I guess tomorrow I'll be talking about some other stuff. I could literally talk about these frequencies every day, but I know people will just wear out on that. So I won't. I'm going to be talking about all the books that I've read, little passages that have helped me expand my own consciousness. And I don't know. I just want to have a little daily video that is a little boost of positivity and some kind of enlightenment for some. And yeah, so, okay, I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love to everyone. Wasn't that peace and love? Wasn't that in a movie I just felt like Tiny Tim in the movie Scrooge with Bill Murray. Isn't that what the little dude said that couldn't talk? He's like, peace and love to everyone. I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. Okay, man. Love you guys. Peace.
If you're looking for some crazy, I'll tell you everybody's standing